YouTube, what is happening, man? I know it's been a minute since my last video. I ran into some camera troubles over the past month, man. If you could hear it in my last videos, my mic was going out. It sounded terrible. Volume was low. But since then, I do have a new tripod, a new camera, and everything. And today's video is not really, I wouldn't say Goodwill find. Or yeah, it is. But I wouldn't say I don't have nothing new from Goodwill because I haven't been Goodwilling lately. Because I came into some, I don't know, I'd say troubles with money, so I haven't been able to go to the thrift. But today's video is going to be my top 5, I don't know what you call it, secondhand / Goodwill finds. It's like shoes that I found from Goodwill in the past, like some of my favorite. Let's just say it's my top 5. I wish I could have went through everything, but so far this would have to be in my top. I'll try to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll try to go from my 5 down. 1 being my favorite. I'd have to say this one, the Iverson. I can't remember which one this is. But if you were young and Iverson was still in the NBA, man, you knew every kid had these back in school, man. And when I found these at the thrift, man, you know, I was geeking, man, because you can't find these anymore, man. Like, you know how good Iverson was and like how much everybody needed his shoe. I think this one was the one that he had a lot of, that everybody had to have. And there's the one with the zip up in the middle. I'm kind of rusty, man, because it has been a while since I've seen these, and this is my second pair that I found at the thrift, but this is one of my favorite because it actually still looks brand new. That's my number 5 favorite right there from the thrift. All right, and my 4th favorite would have to be the green beans, man. I found these last summer at Goodwill in Oregon for $30. They look, I wouldn't say they were brand new, but they're in pretty good condition considering when these came out, man. I can't remember when these dropped. Hold on. I believe it's 2005 or 2006. 2006 these came out. I really want the pink ones, man. These came out in a woman's shoe, but where the green's at, it's pink. I had a pair. I found a pair at Goodwill, but it was a youth size. It was a size 4. I really wish I could find these, the pink ones, in my size. But this is my 4th favorite one that I found at the thrift. This was this last year. I found those Iversons, I think, I don't know, 2 years ago. And sorry about the woods, man. I'm out here in the sticks because like everybody at the house was being loud at this moment, right when I was going to do my new video. And these next 3, man, I don't know which one to go from 3, 2, 1. Okay, I know. My 3rd pair that I found from the thrift is the 01 Columbia 11s. I found these at Goodwill in Portland, Oregon. I found these the year the Legend Blues were getting ready to drop. I found them in the summer before the Legend Blues were supposed to drop. They did drop. I copped these at Goodwill, and I was like, with these, I do not have to cop the Legend Blues, but I ended up getting them anyways. But there's a crazy story. I seen these at Goodwill in Oregon, and I was geeking. Like, at the time, I didn't know if they were real or not, man. I was like, oh snap, I can't believe I found these. And like, I was holding them like that the whole time through the mall. I was just like walking. I was like, oh man, I didn't want to put them down, man. And I was even more excited after I seen they were my size. I'm looking at them because I can't remember. I can't remember if they're 11 or, yeah, they're a size 11. And after that, I could not let them go, man. Like, I was hiding them under my shirt. I was all like that. I was like, nah, nobody's having these. But the price tag, I believe, said $25 or $15, I think. But the lady at the register was like, I remember pricing these. And she said I priced them like that because the yellowing on the bottom and right here. And she's like, is that a fair price? And I was like, I sat there for a minute and I was like, being in Oregon, I was like, I'll give you $10 if, and she's like, $10 it is. So I caught these. I can't remember when the Legend Blues came out, about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, maybe 3. I think it was 3. But this is my third out of my top 5 Goodwill finds right here. The next one is another O1. The O1 black cement threes, man. Look at that. That just happened recently, man. Like, I want to have these fixed. But I found these at Value Village. I can't even remember when, man. I think about 10 years ago. And they were in way better condition, man. But I wore these things out, as you could tell, man. I just said F it, man. And I was just sliding this shits on. That's how come that happened. But when I found these at Value Village, I believe I paid $15 for these, man. And this is one of the craziest things I've ever found at Goodwill at the time. Right when I started thrifting, this was one of my very first finds, man. Not one of my very first, but one of my best finds right here. If believe it or not, man, these were in better condition, man. But you know, with age, rocking them, this is what happens to your shoes, man. I'm surprised, you know, being how old these are still holding up. They're nice and hard yet. The air bubble is not clear no more, but these are holding up well considering I wore them. But these are definitely one of my top fives right here, man. This is my second one. Yeah, my second favorite find. $15. I can't remember how much I paid for those Iversons. I think I paid $15 for them. But only because, you know, they look brand new. And back then you couldn't cop them for $15. This next pair is pretty crazy. It's another 11, but I believe this pair is an OG pair. I can't recall, you know, if it's an OG pair, but I believe it is. And I copped these at Value Village, the same one I copped those black cement threes for. But the reason why they're so beat, you know, like right there and right there, and look at the bottom. The reason why they're so beat is because I found these when 11s were hard to cop at the time. Like, you'd be lucky to have a pair of 11s. I think around the time I found these, the Cool Grays were coming out, like the very first release of the Cool Grays. I believe these are OGs. I'm not 100%, but I know these are legit, and I've had them for a long time, man. And my brother Aaron actually copped these for me because I was just a kid when I found these, and I didn't have the money to cop them. But my brother Aaron, I asked him for a loan, and he bought them for me. And man, when I found these, it was just crazy because at the time, you know, 11s, you couldn't find them, like, at all. And it was like before, you know, all the 11s start coming out, like the Space Jams, the Breads, the Legend Blues, the Gammas, all before that. This was back when 11s were hard to find. And when you found a pair, you found a pair. I'd say this was my number one find. As you can see, man, I wore these things out, man, like, no lies. I I used to be ghetto, and I would, you know, before Crep and everything, you know, the shoe cleaner, I used to just throw these in the wash. And I kind of, you know, now being the sneakerhead I am now, I wish I took better care of them, man. Like, I just keep these in my collection just to say I found these at a secondhand store, man. And I believe, I can't remember how much I paid. I think my cousin paid like $20 at the time. But this ain't even my number one favorite shoe, man. To be honest, my number one favorite shoe, I do not own it no more, is the 1990 OG Grape 5, man. I found those, I don't know, it's like the 06 pair came out, and it's going for a lot of money. And, you know, back in the day, you know, you cop shoes, just like if it was like a 9 or something, not even your size, you cop them just to say you had them in your collection. Well, the Grape 5 was that shoe for me. The Grape shoe is my all-time favorite shoe. I found a size 13 at Goodwill for $14.99, and I copped them, not knowing if they were real, because the Nike Air was on the back. So I was like, that's kind of, you know, weird. And that was before, you know, I started really doing my homework and whatnot. So I bought them anyways, and come to find out they were real. And up until a few years ago, the bottoms start falling apart. You know how old shoes get. The bottoms start falling apart, and I was getting ready to toss them. I was just getting ready to throw them away. And I linked up with this John Andrew. I can't remember his name, but I'll put his video at the bottom if you want to check that out, because he restored them. He did a video. He redid the bottom and everything, man. And it seemed like a waste to do all that work, because the sole swap alone, you know, all together, it came up to around $300 for the sole swap, the donor, and everything to do the work. So it seemed like a waste to keep them, because they weren't even my size. They were a size 13. So I ended up selling them, and I totally regret it, man, because I don't know. I just miss them, man. Like, that's the craziest thing I've ever found at a Goodwill was the OG Grape 5. And I had them redone, the bottom swapped out. They look brand new. The guy who did them did a great job. Like I said, I'll put a link in the bottom if you want to check that out, man. The link I put in the bottom, that's my actual shoe that he did, man. And I was geeking because he like kind of pushed me to the front because he put a post up and he's like, I want to do I think he said like 90s Jordans or something, our 90s fives, our grapes or something. And I emailed him. I was like, yo, I got a pair of grape fives, and like no questions asked, he's like, just send them. He gave me the address, and you know, he let me pay after like it was all done. Like, shout outs to that dude, man. Like, he went above and beyond for me, man. Like, he went out his way to take my shoes in, and like, I wouldn't say he pushed everybody to the side, but I think he was so excited to do them that he just did them, man. And I'm not gonna lie, man, they came out dope. You know, if they were, I was about to just sock it and like put a bunch of socks in there and just rock them, man. But I would have looked ridiculous, man, because I'm a size 10.5 to 11. But you know, that's what I wanted to show you, man. My top 5 shoes. And to apologize, man, I haven't been on YouTube in a minute. I looked and it's been like a good month, but I'm planning to do more videos. My next video is probably gonna be my Ross Cops, man, because I went through my little collection and I got quite a few Ross finds. So that's what I want to do, man. If you like what you saw, man, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom. And stay tuned, man. Be sure to hit the notification bell at the bottom so you know when I got new videos. Like this one, you might have got the notification, man. But shout outs to, I don't know how many subscribers I got. I think it's like 10 or something, man. But that's today's video, man. I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad I got a better camera. Better setup, man. Yeah, man, I like this view way out here, man, because hey, it's not I just came here because there's too much noise, man. Until next time, YouTube, I'll see you guys later.